What's good, y'all? It's your boy Cold Blooded, and we back with another one. Hey, listen, y'all, I know there's an elephant in the room, but before we address it, I want to give a huge shout out to that man JMMA for being the reason that there's an elephant in the room in the first place. But before we do that, I also have to give him a huge shout out for something else. Y'all see my new logo? Yeah, he did that too. I know there's a huge misconception that everything that is transpiring over the next weekend is the result of his buddy system. And I'm here to tell y'all, I did not know that young man up until about 2 months ago. I'm definitely happy that he hit me up. I'm definitely happy that I do know him now. But I was not buddy or elbow to elbow with any of these dudes up until recently. And to be honest, I'm still not. If anybody knows me, they know that I move to my own beat, I dance to my own drum. And that's more or less what this video is about. Let's slow this down. So what we're gonna do is a quick little deep dive. Obviously, when the flyer came out for the tournament that's taking place in Vegas, your boy aura farmed a little bit. There's no photo attached to my name. It's just the beautiful logo by JMMA. And that's more or less how I prefer to keep things. And it's also something that I actually insinuated in a previous video when I stated that, and I quote, "If you know what I do for a living, you know that I prefer, or that I see enough stress on a regular basis that I prefer to keep the things that I do to relieve stress-free." So here we are, adding a little bit of stress to Undisputed, a game that I am a tremendous fan of. I absolutely love this game. I haven't had a boxing game in a long time, and I'm just satisfied that it's here. Does it have issues? Yes. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of things in this 20-minute window of me putting belt to ass with Bud. So I'm thinking of the best way to bring up some talking points. So let's talk about this tournament. I'm just going to clear the air real fast. I think the favorites in the tournament should actually be, for me personally, I believe it should be Fight Night's Finest and Prioxis. I think Box Eyes and myself are going to deliver, but I think both of us have a little bit too much integrity with our own backgrounds that it might actually show through at the event in itself. I believe Prioxis and his ambitions to compete in Evo, that this is just practice for him. This is just, he's gonna be there and be like, yeah, this is who I need to be. And he's gonna deliver on a level that he's probably never delivered before online. I also believe Fight Night's Finest is just special. He's just different. He's also the only person I'm gonna fanboy over when I meet him. Nah, I'm lying. I'm probably gonna fanboy over Box Eyes as well, just because in the conversations that I had with him, I could just tell that's a solid dude, man. That's a solid dude. But let me break myself down to y'all, because like I said, I aura farmed a little bit. I only put a little logo up, and I think it was Wes. One good Wes was like, "Yo, Cold Blooded's aura is infinite. He just got a logo up." I promise y'all that wasn't by design, man. I'm just terrible with time. I'm mad. I'm reliable a lot. A lot of it has to do with what I do for a living, though. And I ain't put the headshot in time. Pause. That sound crazy. I would edit that out, but we just going with it. Well, fuck it. We just going. So yeah. We're gonna try to keep this quick. So who am I? What was my journey here? Here we go. Let's do that. The journey to Las Vegas. It started as early as Fight Night Round 2, online at least. For y'all who don't know who I was previously, I was not always I'm Cold Blooded. I used to play on Xbox as Entok Abile. I was pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie and tell y'all I wasn't nice. I was probably like top 5 in round 2 on Xbox. And if y'all been on Xbox for a long time, y'all know who the top 5 were, and I was definitely one of them, alongside Burn King, Legendary King, Fight Night King, Ed Crenshaw, Bad Boy. There's so many to name. Itchy the Killer. Itchy the Killer was probably hands down the best in round 2, though, I'm not gonna lie, on the Xbox side. But your boy was up there. Shout out to some other honorable mentions: MD Terp, Keegan Jacobs held lightweight and featherweight down. Sushi Jin, Serpenter, Chill Pill. Yeah, the list goes on. Toward the end of that game's life cycle, I found a league called FNBC, Fight Night Boxing Championship, and that kind of gave the game more life up until Fight Night Round 3 came out, where we continued the league. Guys like it was run by a guy named PR Guy, Poetic Poe, Drink to You was in it as well, and they held it down up until they became moderators in the EA forums. At that point, dude named Sorry No Autographs took over, and we kept the league going. I started something called Sim Rules, where it was no parry, just straight up down block. Sim Rules is something that I started because I started to dabble more heavily into the actual sport. It's something that I started doing when I was 8 years old, but I never really competed like that. Once I went open, for y'all actual amateurs, y'all know what I mean by open. Once I went open, all bets was off. I just started to take a more realistic approach to the game. It just felt natural that way. And 100%, I was one of them ones in Fight Night Round 3. Undoubtedly, ask about me without even parrying. But more honorable mentions: Keegan Jacobs was that dude. MD Terp again was that dude. Chill Pill 365, aka Fisticuff King, was undoubtedly the best dude to grab the sticks on Fight Night Round 3. I honestly think the second best dude in the world in that game was, if y'all see the comments, it's a dude named Gorilla Grips. His name was Chill Status. I honestly think he was one of them ones. He was one of them ones. Eastside Gangster, Norton Block, Solo, Thorough One. Yeah, I can go on. I can keep naming. Honor King, who was Fight Night King. Burn King was still nice. Bayer King, he was cheesy, but yeah, we can go on. I promise you, I'm not name dropping just to name drop. There's a punchline at the end of this. Just bear with me, y'all. I promise y'all. So fast forward to Fight Night Round 4. GameStop actually had a Fight Night Round 4 tournament, and the winner of that was Full Metal 88. Shit, he's still around. He's on PlayStation as Iron Sharif. But yo, I'm willing to admit I was probably number 2. I was probably number 2 on round 4. I held round 4 down. Quick match, the best dude in quick match was Chill Status again, aka Gorilla Grips. And ranked in Online World Championship, I held the light and middleweight title simultaneously for a long time. I had like a record of like 640 to 40. It was insane. On top of that, Genghis Khan, Rick Nash, Full Metal, Candid Lawyer, Dirty, all those guys were solid. Keegan again, but that's when he started to taper off a little bit and play less because the game got a little wonky. I say, before I stopped playing, I thought I was the best in the world at that game, bro. And then when I stopped and I came back, somebody challenged me. The Great 10 More had come from the PlayStation side. And if y'all don't know who the Great 10 More is, that's Malky Pablo. That motherfucker was just special. Shout out to Left Hand Lead. He also was one of them ones. He easily top 5 player again. I missed round 4, man. Fun games. Then came Champion. Auto block kill champion for me. Never really enjoyed the game fully. If you look at my very first Champion videos, it was pure resentment. But it also allowed me to start doing content for the first time, so I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, if you look at my old Champion videos and read through the comments back then, you'll see me telling people why I was going to stop playing the game. The auto block was an issue. Spamming was an issue. A lot of the glaring issues that are present in Undisputed were issues then in Fight Night Champion that forced me to stop. And all of that is documented just by checking out the comment section on those old videos. And I was also still dipping and dabbing in real life. Now, the thing about real life, though, is just like with the game, I was inconsistent. I didn't really stick to it because I was dabbling in other sports as well. I was wrestling, and I was a really, really, really good wrestler as well. I wrestled at 152, and once I won state, I was like, oh yeah, I could probably do something with this. Ended up getting in trouble with the law, caught 2 ag assault charges that really set me back a lot, just in life in general. Ended up going back to the school that I wrestled at and coaching for a season. Believe it or not, we took them to a championship. They didn't win it, but they went. It's been 15 years since champion dropped, and a lot of things have happened in that 15-year time span. Obviously, I stopped competing boxing, started lending my expertise elsewhere, and got really good at it. A lot of people in the city trust me because I was on a lot of those teams, and so they already knew what I was capable of, and then they saw my own growth, the size I put on, the strength I put on. I'm not gonna hold y'all, I'm really fucking strong, and my programming is immaculate. If y'all wanna, I might have to like maybe a separate channel for that, but if y'all ever wanna like really tone in on y'all fitness and building strength and things like that, I'm incredible at that. And I also know the body's mechanics incredibly well. That's my thing, mechanics, kinesiology. So just the way I break down punch mechanics, I might actually do a video on that, and just that'll be kind of fun. Just not even from like a coach's perspective, just things that even like coaches don't think about, because people can put things together, but it's different when you know the body and you know why every muscle works the way it works. Then you can really break shit down just differently. I might actually do that for y'all, but not to get sidetracked. Yeah, so now I lend my expertise or my experiences to talent as a strength and conditioning coach for a lot of active talent, and I myself still train. I'm a lot heavier now though, about 215 this morning. Now I'm a lot heavier now. I'm still fast as fuck though. Fun fact, sports gaming analysis will tell you that I'm built like a bodybuilder, and I can't move. I ain't even get into all the other training that I've had. We still work over here, man. We work every day. We're gonna work until the day I die. It's just it's a part of my life. It's how I decompress. Still run my miles, still lift my weights, and I still dabble in the sweet science every now and again, or sciences, should I say, because we do everything now. So now we're here, right? We're here in the era of Undisputed. It's a game that we all enjoy. We all have sunk tons of hours in, but it has issues. It has a lot of glaring issues, and it has a player base that will 100% exploit the hell out of those issues. I want to shed light onto those issues in a way that doesn't present an issue for the people who have to fix them, right? So I think it was important to address that. I was a great gamer in all the games prior. Obviously, they have no connection to the previous fight nights, but I'm a gamer. I'm a really good gamer. I haven't even gotten into how good I am in shooting games and so on and so forth. I've been keeping this real simple. I'm just a really good gamer. But I'm good at this game as well, and I'm good at keeping it sim. I think that matters too, because now you know the place that it's coming from, somebody who has experience in the sport and the business aspect of the sport as well, and who understands it. And so I have ideas. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the tournament. I'm looking forward to delivering, doing my best, and being able to finally be in front of these guys. And maybe, just maybe be able to have some type of conversations that will make everybody happy. That being said, how do I really think the event will go? I think it's awesome. I think seeing Bud and Canelo live is dope. I ain't gonna hold you. I was already gonna go anyway. I just sold my tickets. Yeah, I already had plans on going anyway. Being able to meet some of the talent is cool. Some of the talent I actually already met. I don't know who they're gonna introduce us to that I have not met already. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have a surprise for Steel City. There's people that I want to bring out that I think they would love to meet and sit down with for the purpose of Undisputed. I think they would make great additions to the game. Two of which actually are going to be out there. See if I set that shit up. I'm bringing my own controller. I'm gonna make sure I'm very comfortable. I'm bringing my controller, and hopefully we bring the belt back, man. Obviously that's like the primary goal for everybody, but for me, the goal's a little different. I want to win. I want to bring the belt back. Yes, I think it would help prove my point a little more if I do bring the belt back. So that's also important. But I also just want to deliver, man. I want to make the game look good. That's the whole thing. In front of the audience that we have, I think it's very important that we, or at least I, make this game look good. Because this tournament can truly break the game's momentum if it has any at all. It can make or break the game in a lot of ways, in my opinion. You have eyes on it, I would believe, eyes on it that would otherwise not be on it. And if we represent the sport poorly, I think that's a bad look. I don't want to put a black eye on boxing games by just going out there and just looking crazy. So I'm not gonna spam. I'm not gonna be doing meta stuff. I thought about it. I actually hopped in rank this week to practice. I would say that I'm surprised at how well I did, considering how I play, but I didn't play like I normally do. I literally went in ranked and exploited the game. I did all the shit that we hate to see. I got platinum 3 in about 52 fights, and then I'm just not gonna do it again. I'm just not gonna play any more ranked. The first 5 fights though were like the easiest part of the grind. I did grab Augustus. I abused the shit out of that lead uppercut. Those first 5 placement fights obviously are everything. You win those, you get put in like gold immediately. And then I switched over to heavyweight and welterweight, and I ran with Holmes and Canelo, and I just went crazy for a bunch of fights. And yeah, not really. I'll never show a video of it because it was cheesy. I just broke the game. Shit that I probably could do in a tournament setting and get some wins or some losses, either or. But I'd rather not open Pandora's box. I would rather not expose the public to that. Or like, I don't know what type of time everybody's on when we get there. We might all be chilling, and then the moment one person just does some fugazi stuff, it's like, oh, all belts is off. You know what I mean? Or all bets is off rather. So I'm not gonna be that guy. So predictions. I started it earlier. I want to elaborate a little further now. So I think very highly of the chances of myself and box eyes. Obviously, I do think. I think Box is the best player of the group that's going down. I think he's the chameleon. I think he can do it all. I think Fight Night's finest is just cerebral. Y'all have no idea how highly I think of that young man. I think he is just incredibly cerebral. I watch him play. I watch his streams. I don't comment, but I Fight Night, listen to me, bro. I watch all of your streams. You're the only guy who I really, when you stream, I tap in, bro. I tap in. yeah, he just reminds me so much of me, like when I was younger. It's just kind of freaky. Um, Down to like the speech patterns, like some of the mannerisms, everything that he sees in the game, the way that he knows the game, the ins and outs of it. He knows exactly what to do to win. And I don't mean that on like a skill point. I mean like he knows exactly what's required in the game, code wise. Like right, he's just him in that space. On top of being a great player with a great mind for boxing acumen, I really think highly of Fight Night's Finest. I honestly think this is the perfect setting for him to win. Also think that streaming plays a huge role. So if you're making predictions and if you're betting men, then I would say you should probably place bets first on guys who stream the most, right? And then don't place bets on people who stream the least. So if you're betting on me, I stream the least. If you're betting on Box, he arguably streams the most. It just makes sense, right? He's used to playing in front of an audience. He's used to playing in front of viewers. So everything is built upon repetition. As you see, the way I'm breaking this shit down, I'm clearly very cerebral. I've given it some thought. To me, that matters. So if I was training for this event, I would load my stream up right now and then stream for the next couple of days to get familiar with those jitters if possible and things like that. The reason I won't is because I don't get jitters. Yeah, I don't get jitters. Like I said before, if y'all know what I did for a living, some of y'all already do know. I had personal conversations with some of y'all. Yeah, I don't. That shit don't bother me. Lastly, and this is the punchline. I probably should have got to this sooner. I kept mentioning all the other top guys in the other games. And the reason that is relevant is because this isn't so much of a top player in the world event as it is a top creators in our space event. And there are a slew of phenomenal creators who I feel like have been omitted that I want to shed a light on and talk to. Crooks the Greatest, Marvelous One, Clockwork, motherfucking Clockwork. It's Mecca, who might actually be the best player in the game. Baby King Productions. Some streamers who nobody noticed about. BZR, I see you, bro. We actually loud horns a couple times. You don't even know. All you dudes deserve y'all flowers as well, and it doesn't mean you won't get them. Like I'm pretty sure all of y'all are gonna get y'all flowers. I'm pretty sure this will happen again. This isn't the last one. This is just the first one. And so I speak to all creators in this space when I say, yo, when y'all get that call, be ready. And for us who are going this weekend, I will see y'all out there. And just remember, man, what we do, the way we represent ourselves, the way we represent the game, will reflect upon the community and the game moving forward. So let's shape this shit the right way. Let's make it to where those who couldn't make it can make it next time. And I'll see y'all in Vegas.